Hey everybody, welcome to Storytime. I have so many great stories for you today. They're all about the ocean and awesome things like sharks and pirates and sea creatures and people, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Before we do anything though, I just got a couple of things I got to tell you. First of all, on a personal note, I walked out the front door this morning and I saw a mama bunny and four baby bunnies playing in the yard. They were jumping up and down and chasing each other, and it was like the cutest thing ever. And I took it as a sign that today was going to be a great day to tell some stories. Also, on a more practical note, I want to let you know that there is all kinds of fun stuff on AADL TV. So when you're done watching this video, definitely go ahead and check out other things like the other story times or the super cool kids for craft projects that we have on there. And hey, you might even find some good stuff for adults on there too. So check it out. Also, if you are a summer game player, I have a 2020 summer game code for you. Looks a little bit like this. Go ahead and hit pause if you need to. Okay, cool. All right, well, now that we got all that out of the way, I think it's time for a song. What do you think? Is it time for a song? Okay, awesome. Let's do the song we always do at the beginning of these story times, or at least the one that I always do. It goes a little bit like this. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, I hope that you are too. Welcome to Storytime with magic books and songs. I'm glad that you're here, I hope you'll sing along. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, I hope that you are too. Welcome to Storytime with magic books and songs. I'm glad that you're here. I hope you'll sing along. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, I hope that you are too. Welcome to Storytime with magic books and songs. I'm glad that you're here. I hope you'll sing along. All right, very nice. Next, I have a little bit of a rhyme for you. It involves a little bit of some finger puppets. I have these two fun sharks. Look like this. I'm going to be acting out the rhyme with these guys. If you don't have shark puppets, which you probably don't, you could just use your fingers instead. Just as good. All right, but let's go ahead and do it. This has two different versions to it. The first one goes a little bit like this. Two little sharks in the deep blue sea. One named Leonard and one named Lee. Swim away, Leonard. Swim away, Lee. Come back, Leonard. Come back, Lee. Let's do it again. Two little sharks in the deep blue sea. One named Leonard and one named Lee. Swim away, Leonard. Swim away, Lee. Come back, Leonard. Come back, Lee. All right, let's do a different version this time. Two little sharks riding on a wave. One named Buster and one named Dave. Chomp, chomp, Buster. Chomp, chomp, Dave. Swim away, Buster. Swim away, Dave. One more time. Two little sharks swimming on a wave. One named Buster and one named Dave. Swim away, Buster. Swim away, Dave. Come back, Buster. Come back, Dave. So nice. All right, next, I have a story for you. It's called Shark in the Park, and I think you'll enjoy it. Let's check it out. In the park, a little boy is testing out his brand new toy. Timothy Pope is looking through his telescope. He looks at the sky. He looks at the ground. He looks left. He looks right. He looks all around. And what does he see? Oh no, he says. There's a shark. A shark. There's a shark in the park. Don't stay till dark. There's a shark in the park. But no. And fancy that. It is, in fact, just a little black cat. Timothy Pope looks again through his telescope. He looks at the sky. He looks at the ground. He looks left, he looks right, he looks all around. And what does he see? He says, "Look out, there's a shark in the park. Don't stay till dark, there's a shark in the park." But no, and wouldn't you know, it is in fact just a little black crow. Timothy Pope looks again through his telescope. He looks at the sky, he looks at the ground, he looks left, he looks right, he looks all around. And what does he see? "Look out," he says, "there's a shark, there's a shark in the park. Don't stay till dark, there's a shark in the park." But no, and now don't you cry, because in fact it is just a butterfly. Timothy Pope, looking through his telescope, he looks at the sky, he looks at the ground, he looks left, he looks right, he looks all around. And what does he see? A shark, there's a shark in the park. Don't stay till dark, there's a shark in the park. But no, and he'll change his tune once he sees that it's a little raccoon. Timothy Pope, looking through his telescope, he looks at the sky, he looks at the ground, he looks left, he looks right, he looks all around. And what does he see? There's a shark, there's a shark in the park. Don't stay till dark, there's a shark in the park. But no, it's nothing so foul. In fact, it is just a great horned owl. Timothy Pope, looking one last time through his telescope, he looks at the sky, he looks at the ground, he looks left, he looks right, he looks all around. And what does he see? He says, "Look out, there's a shark, there's a shark in the park. Don't stay till dark, there's a shark in the park." But no, and aren't you glad it is, in fact, just Timothy's dad. And his dad says, "Okay now, Timothy, it's time to go home." Timothy Pope puts away his telescope. He says, "Goodbye, park, I cannot stay. I guess there were no sharks today." The end. Okay, now that we've done a story, I think it's time to do a song. Do you want to do a song? Yeah, let's do a song. This one, I think you'll all know, it's the pirate song. It goes just a little bit like this. "When I was one, I sucked my thumb on the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, 'Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea.' When I was two, I tied a shoe and on the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, 'Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea.' When I was three, I climbed a tree on the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard the pirate ship and the captain said to me, 'Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea.' When I was four, I shut a door on the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, 'Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea.'" Oh, fun. I think I'm going to do it again, though, and I think this time you guys should sing along with me, because that's what I always make you guys do, because it's awesome. Let's do it. When I was one, I sucked my thumb on the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was two, I tied my shoe on the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard the pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was three, I climbed a tree on the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard the pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was four, I shut the door on the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard the pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." Okay, you guys, what fun! It's time for another story, though, and this one is also going to be about pirates. It's called Pirate Joe. This, my friends, is the tale of Pirate Joe, and in order to tell it, I have the actual Pirate Joe here with us. Do you want to say hi to the kids, Pirate Joe? Hiya, kids! Now, Pirate Joe loved to sail the ocean in his ship. He loved it so much he almost loved it as much as treasure, which he loved more than anything. Now, Pirate Joe happened to be an extremely good pirate, and after many years on the seas, he had an enormous oak chest filled with treasure that he kept buried on an island in the Caribbean. Now, one day, Pirate Joe got it in his head that it was time to count his treasure and see how much he had. So he sailed to that island, he dug up that chest, and he pulled it onto the deck of his ship. Now, then Pirate Joe sailed away, and when he sailed far enough that he could no longer see the island and he was deep in the ocean waters, he decided that that was time to open up that chest and count all of his jewels. So he opened up that chest, he dug in, he started counting all of his jewels and doubloons and all the treasure he had collected over all those years, when lo and behold, at that exact moment, a giant wave crashed over the ship, crashed over the deck, crashed into the chest, and scooped out all of the treasure, sending it into the ocean, where it fell to the bottom. Now, when Joe saw what had happened, and he looked into his empty chest, that made him very sad. He started to cry, like this. And as he was crying, lo and behold, a great blue whale swam by and decided to see what the trouble was. The whale said, "Oh, now, Joe, why are you crying?" And Joe said, "Oh, it's terrible. I was just opening up my treasure chest to count all my jewels when a giant wave swept across my ship, swept all those jewels down into the bottom of the ocean." And he started to cry again because he was sad. Now, Whale happened to be a very nice whale, and Whale said, "Oh, Joe, don't cry. I will go down to the bottom of the ocean, and I will scoop up the treasure for you, and I will bring it back to you." And Joe said, "Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Whale." So Whale dove down to the bottom of the ocean. He found treasure down there, which he grabbed up piece by piece in his mouth. He swam back up to the ship, and he spat out that treasure piece by piece onto the deck. Now, Joe could not have been more surprised by what he saw. He looked at that treasure, and instead of jewels and doubloons and crowns and all sorts of things that a pirate would collect, it was a very other kind of treasure. He saw a jellyfish, and a crab, and a clam, and a starfish, and a shrimp, and a sea anemone, and an acorn barnacle, and a snail, and some seaweed, and a scallop, and an oyster, and a mussel, and in the middle of all of that mess there was a great big giant octopus with his 8 tentacles just flailing around. Now Joe looked at that and he said, "What on earth is this? This is not my treasure." And the octopus looked around, realized what had happened, and said, "By Neptune's beard, why am I here? What has happened? We are all living sea creatures. We do not belong on this ship." And the octopus took matters into his own 8 hands, and he grabbed up all of the other animals, pushed them into the water, and then slithered his way off the deck and followed them down to the bottom of the ocean. Now at this point, Pirate Joe had had a rough day, and he was feeling pretty testy. So he looked to Whale, and he said, "What on earth? That was not my treasure." And Whale said, "But they were so beautiful." The jellyfish, the starfish, the shrimp, the sea anemone, the barnacle, the snail, that octopus, they have all of the colors of the ocean in them. They are the treasure of the sea. And Joe said, "Hmm. Well, I gotta tell you, I don't think you're very smart. That was not my treasure." And Whale said, "Oh, but I am so smart. That was the treasure of the ocean." And then Joe said, "Well, I guess that is in fact a treasure, but it's not my treasure. My treasure is gone." And Whale, being a patient and kind whale, just sort of blew water out of his spout and said, "Huh, well." And then he flapped his giant tail, and lo and behold, a great splash of water swept across the deck, across and into the chest, and with it came all of Joe's treasure, right back into the chest where it belonged. Joe said, "Oh, thank you, Whale, thank you so much. That is all of my treasure. What a joy." And all the whale said was, "Well, I tried to give you the treasure of the ocean, but you didn't want it. So instead, I slapped my tail and I pulled all of this useless, shiny junk that had fallen to the bottom out of the ocean. I thought, you know what? It's not treasure, but you can do with it what you like." And you know what? The ocean kept its treasure, and Joe had his treasure back, and everyone lived happily ever after. The end. Say goodbye, Joe.
Goodbye, Joe.
Well, that was fun. I always love seeing Pirate Joe, but you know what? It's time for another song. This one is not ocean or pirate or shark or anything related. It just happens to sound like a sea shanty to me, and I say that is close enough. So you put your hands up high. It goes a little bit like this. Put your hands up high, put your hands down low, put your hands in the middle and wave them so. Put your elbows to the front, put your elbows to the back, put your elbows to the side and quack, quack, quack. All right, I'm going to do it again, and this time you guys should do it with me. I'll go a little bit slower. Put your hands up high, put your hands down low, put your hands in the middle and wave them so. Put your elbows to the front, put your elbows to the back, put your elbows to the side and quack, quack, quack. All right, one more time. Take your hands up high, put your hands down low, put your hands in the middle and wave them so. Put your elbows to the front, put your elbows to the back, put your elbows to the side and quack, quack, quack. All right, time for another story. Moving Day by Robert Callan. This shell is too snug. This shell is too tight. I will find a shell that's right. This shell is too big. This shell is too small. Too big, too small, these shells will not do at all. This shell is too long. This shell is too wide. Too long, too wide, too big, too small. These shells will not do at all. Oh, this shell is too heavy. This shell is too light. Too heavy, too light, too long, too wide, too big, too small. These shells will not do at all. Ouch, this shell is too rough. This shell is too smooth. Too rough, too smooth, too heavy, too light, too long, too wide, too big, too small. These shells will not do at all. This shell is too fancy. This shell is too plain. Too fancy, too plain, too rough, too smooth, too heavy, too light, too long, too wide, too big, too small. These shells will not do at all. Oh, this shell is too... Wait. It's not too snug. It's not too tight. This shell is the one that's right. This shell has more room inside. Room to grow. Room to hide. I know why this shell is fine. It's like that other shell of mine. Except in this case, much bigger. The end. Okay, what fun. I think it's time for a song though. What do you guys think? Do you want to hear a song? Let me know if you want to hear a song. Oh, I can't quite hear you. Do you want to do a song? Say it louder. Okay, there we go. Let's do a song. This is going to be so fun. We're going to do The Grand Old Duke of York because I super love it and I make sure I sing it every time I do a story time. All right, if you don't know the words, you'll be able to figure it out pretty quick, but it goes like this. Oh, the grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up nor down. Do you want to go again? Let's go again and let's do it a little bit faster. Oh, the grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up nor down. Can we go a little bit faster still? I think so. Let's try it. Oh, the grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up nor down. Faster still. Let's do it. Oh, the grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. Marched them up to the top of the hill, he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up nor down. All right, let's go one more time. Let's do it like super, super fast. Oh, the grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. Marched them up to the top of the hill, he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up nor down. Oh, man, that was fast. Oh, what fun. I love that song so much. I love singing it. It's time to do another story, though, and I have a really good one for you. This one is called Punia and the King of the Sharks. It is an old Hawaiian folktale, and it's awesome. It goes like this. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Punia who lived on the Bay of Koala on the big island of Hawaii. Punia lived with his mom in a house in a village right on the edge of the bay. And in that bay, there lived 10 big angry sharks, including Kai Ale Ale, who was the king of the sharks. The villagers of the Bay of Koala only ever had vegetables and sweet potatoes to eat because no one dared dive into the bay, for the sharks would gobble them up. One day, Punia's mother said, "Oh, sweet potato, sweet potato, sweet potato. If only I had a bite of lobster to go with my meal." Punia, being a brave and clever boy, said, "Mother, don't you worry. I will get you some lobster." And what did Punia do next? He walked down to the edge of the bay, and he saw 10 sharks in the water swimming in their sleep, which is a thing that sharks do. Punia got up to the edge of the bay. He stood tall, and he said in his biggest voice, "King of the sharks, it is I, the boy Punia, and I'm going to dive into the bay to get 2 lobsters from me and my mother's meal." This woke up the sharks, and King Kai Ale Ale said, "When that boy jumps in, we will go to where he jumps, and we will gobble him up." So what did Punia do? He walked over, he found himself a big rock, he lifted it high over his head, and then he threw it to the left. And when that rock hit the water, all the sharks swam to it, and they bit it thinking it was the boy, and they hurt their teeth biting into that big rock. Now, while they were doing that, Punia, quick as a fish, he dove right. And he swam deep, deep, deep down into a cave. He got a lobster in each hand, and he was out of the water before the sharks even knew what happened. Now, when he has got onto dry land, he walked up to the edge of the bay again, and he said in his loudest voice, "King Kai Ale Ale, it is I, the boy Punia. Look at these lobsters. Look at what I have stolen from you." Now, Kai Ale Ale did not like that one bit. He said, "We've been tricked. How can that be?" And the boy Punia at this point said something that is not entirely true. He said, "Oh, it was easy. I was told by the shark with the flat nose what to do." And then King Kai Ale Ale looked around, and he, in fact, did see some sharks with the flat nose. And what did he do? He and the other sharks chased those flat-nosed sharks out of the bay, never to be seen again. That being done, Punia took those 2 lobsters home, and he and his mother had a nice meal. When they were done, his mother said, "Punia, you have tricked the king of the sharks. He will not like that. It will be harder to trick him again." But Punia, being a clever boy and a very confident one, said, "It's okay, mother. I already have another plan." Now the next day, Punia's mother was ready for lobster for her meal. So Punia went up to the edge of the bay, and this time he brought with him 2 empty gourds that he had filled up with a thick paste. When he got to the edge of the bay, he said, "King Kai Ale Ale, it is I, the boy Punia, and look what I have brought for you. I want to apologize for tricking you yesterday. So in order to do so, I have brought you these gourds filled with a delicious magical feast. It will make you bigger and stronger than ever. In exchange, when I dump these in, I will dive and I will grab 2 more lobsters." Now, King Kai Ale Ale, being a villain, he said, "When the boy drops the feast, we will eat it, and then we will swim and eat him too." So, that being said, Punia dropped the gourds into the water, and when he did, he threw them to the left. And when they hit the water, he, dove to the right and swam toward that cave. The sharks ate those gourds, they chomped into them, they ate the paste, and then they swam after Punia, and they caught him this time. But what they did not realize was that paste was so thick that it actually temporarily glued their mouths shut. So when they tried to eat Punia, they could not even open their mouths. So he was able to swim down, he grabbed himself 2 lobsters, took one in each hand, and he swam out of that water quick as a fish. And when he got up to the when he got out of the water, he came up to the edge of the bay and he said, "King of the sharks, it is I, the boy Punia. Look at what I have taken from you." At this point, King Kai Ale Ale said, "We've been tricked again. How could this be?" And then Punia said something that was not entirely true. He said, "Oh, it was easy. It was the shark with the gray belly who told me what to do." And then King Kai Ale Ale looked around, and sure enough, all of the sharks had gray bellies. So he chased them out of the bay, never to be seen again. Although it's rumored some of them did find very nice homes off the edge of California. Now, at this point, Punia went home, and he and his mother had a nice dinner of lobster to go with their sweet potato. When they were done, Punia's mother said to him, "Punia, you have now tricked the king of the sharks twice. He will not like that. Only the wrath of the volcano could keep him from you now. And Punia looked at her and said, "It's okay, mother. I have another plan." Now the next day, when Punia's mother was ready for lobster for her meal, Punia walked to the edge of the bay, and having chased away all the other sharks, King Kai Ale Ale was in the bay alone. Punia had a plan though. He gathered a bunch of rocks, and he gathered a bunch of sticks, he lit a fire, and when that fire was burning bright, he said, "King Kai Ale Ale, look out! The volcano is erupting!" And he threw the rocks into the water, and he threw the fire into the water, and before King Kai Ale Ale could even think, he saw rocks and fire coming straight into the bay, and he panicked, and he swam as quick in the first direction he thought of, which, unfortunately for him, was straight out of the bay and onto the beach. At that point, he realized he had been tricked, but he was stuck in the sand. All the villagers came out. They were all looking at him and laughing and saying, "Oh, King Kai Ale Ale, he's not so scary now," which was true. He was looking pretty sad. King Kai Ale Ale, being a shark, needed water to breathe. He looked at Punia and he said, "Please, please help me. I will do anything if you please help me and push me back into the water." Punia, being a clever boy, looked at King Kai Ale Ale and he said, "Sure, I will make you a deal. I will push you back into the bay if you swim away, never to be seen again." Now, King Kai Ale Ale did not like this deal, but he also had no choice. So he said, "Sure, fine, fine, I agree. If you push me back into the water, I will swim away, never to be seen again." So Punia and the villagers all got together and pushed Kai Ale Ale back into the water. And true to his word, he swam away, never to be seen again. And from that day forth, Punia and his mother and all the villagers along the Bay of Koala had lobster to eat. The end. Okay, what fun. I love that story so much. I hope you enjoyed hearing it because I loved telling it. All we have left today, though, is our favorite goodbye song. I know you guys know this one. It's Knees Up, Mother Brown. And like usual, I've got the one, the original, the indomitable Mother Brown to help us sing it. Well, she's not going to sing. She'll just dance. But that'll be helpful anyway. Let's go ahead and do it. Oh, there was a girl from Paris, France, who didn't know how to dance. The only thing that she could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, we had some sharks come out to play, but then they swam away. The only thing that they could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, there was a teeny tiny man who loved to do handstands. All right, let's try it. Let's try it. Oh, come on, my Brown. You can do it. Oh, so close. The only thing that he could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. All right, one more time. Oh, there was a girl from Paris, France, who didn't know how to dance. The only thing that she could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day, and I hope I'll see you soon.